seats. Wow. Good evening, everyone. Buenos noches a todos, bienvenidos. Welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us this evening for our second State of the Borough Address. It is truly an honor to continue to serve as your Bronx Borough President and to speak about all of the amazing things that are happening in our borough, from arts and culture to economic development, education, employment opportunities, health, housing, and tourism. There is a lot for us to be proud of, and we cannot wait to share this information with all of you. Now, before we speak about all that we hope to achieve in the year ahead, let me first acknowledge the amazing team right here at Cardinal Hayes. We have Mr. William Lessa, our principal of Cardinal Hayes High School, representing our president, Dr. Michael Carey, who graciously agreed to host us this evening. A huge thank you to the entire team at Cardinal Hayes High School. Can we give them a round of applause? Now, we knew we wanted a school as the location for our State of the Borough Address, and Cardinal Hayes was the ideal choice, as these young men recently made history as our 2023 New York State Catholic High School football champions. It has never been done before. These young men overcame insurmountable odds to pull off a historic victory. Many counted them out, but God counted them in. Let's give a round of applause to these incredible scholars at Cardinal Hayes, our champions. Up Hayes. Yes. I'd also like to thank our MC for the evening, Paola Martinez, all of our clergy members, our rabbi, imam, pastor, and bishop, and all of our partners at BronxNet Television for live streaming tonight's event. And can we also thank the Celia Cruz School of Music, amazing young people, talented scholars that we are truly so proud of. To all of our community board members, our NYCHA TA presidents, our non-for-profit organizations, all of our partners in labor, our members of Congress, our state senators, state assembly members, all of our council members, members of our judiciary, our Bronx County clerk, and everyone who has joined us this evening. Thank you so much for your partnership these past 2 years, and we truly look forward to our continued work together. I also want to acknowledge some of our government partners who are also here with us this evening. Our New York City Mayor, Eric Adams, is here with us. Thank you, Mayor Adams. Our New York City Public Advocate, Jamani Williams. And my fellow borough presidents. We are a mighty five, y'all. And I want to thank my brothers, Brooklyn Borough President Antonio Reynoso, Manhattan Borough President Mark Levine, Queens Borough President Donovan Richards, and Staten Island Borough President Vito Fasella. Thank you to my BPs for your encouragement, your partnership, and truly your support and your friendship. A special thank you to my incredible team at Bronx Borough Hall. Thank you to my partner, mi hermana, mi amiga, our Deputy Borough President, Janet Peguero. +1, we love it. We're having a baby. I love it. Our Chief of Staff, Justin Cortez. And every member of our team who has truly been committed to implementing our vision for the Bronx. Can I please have the team Gibson, Equipo Gibson, please stand up and wave to be acknowledged for all of your work. We are truly blessed, ladies and gentlemen, with the A-team at Borough Hall, and I am so grateful for our amazing staff. At our State of the Borough address last year, we announced our interim Bronx Economic Development Corporation president, Rob Walsh, and we are proud to announce a year later, he is now the official president of the BXCDC. Thank you, Rob. He is leading the charge in revitalizing our borough, supporting our businesses, and bringing economic revenue back to our economy. We are so grateful for his leadership and the leadership of our Business Initiative Corporation of New York under Executive Director Raphael Roger, who has also joined us today. Thank you to Rob, thank you Raphael, and to all of the members of BXCDC and BICNY, to our boards and all of the staff members. Thank you so much. I truly look forward to our continued work together, because guess what, folks? We want more in '24. Don't you agree? Allow me to thank my family. Where would I be without the love and support of those who have been at my side from the very beginning? My family is my foundation and my strength. My mom, my uncle, my brother, my cousins, and my best friend of 25 years who remain at my side. I love you all so much, and thank you for your support. My family is right here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. To my political mentors, the late, great Aurelia Green and my big brother, Benny Catala, who remain with us in spirit today. Thank you for your encouragement and your unwavering support. I think about them all the time, and every day I strive to make them proud of me and to make this borough truly better for all of our families. We are so grateful to be here this evening in this beautiful auditorium named after Cardinal Hayes alum Regis Philbin, who was one of the original Bronx Walk of Fame inductees, and so beloved, he appears on not just one, but 2 street signs in our borough. Regis Philbin cared deeply for education, and he believed in giving back to his community. He demonstrated that commitment by graciously donating $500,000 for the renovation of the auditorium that we are in tonight. Similarly, yep, that deserves a round of applause, right? $500,000. Similarly to Mr. Philbin, we truly understand the importance of supporting all of our schools. As borough president, I have invested over $50 million in education for our schools, with technology upgrades, STEM labs, hydroponic gardens, BP Richards, and other capital projects that will truly prepare our scholars for life outside of the classroom. Education is truly the foundation and is the gateway to success. And we must ensure that all of our scholars have the tools to pursue a higher education and achieve future career pathways. I am so excited to announce that beginning this September, we will open a brand new middle school in Highbridge that we advocated for as part of the Jerome Neighborhood Plan during our tenure in the City Council. Our new middle school will have a curriculum focused on debate and experiential learning that will prepare all of our scholars for high school and beyond. I am equally proud to share that when we officially open the doors to this new school in September, it will be named the Bronx Debate Academy at the Aurelia Green campus at 1302 Edward L. Grant Highway. Did you all hear that? The Aurelia Green campus. I cannot tell you how much it means to me personally to see my political mother and political mentor's legacy cemented in Bronx history. Mrs. Green was a proud parent leader in District 9. She was active with the school board, and she was a firm supporter of public education. I want to thank Councilmember Althea Stevens. Thank you, Councilmember. District 9 Superintendent Harry Sherman, all of the members of our Community Education Council for District 9, and a special thank you to New York City Schools Chancellor David Banks and our former Schools Chancellor, Dr. Misha Porter, for all of their support. We love new schools as they truly help to further enrich all of our communities, and they increase opportunities for our scholars to learn and to be successful. It is why we supported the first ever Bard High School Early College Bronx, which opened last September in Community School District 12, where students will graduate with a high school diploma and an associate's degree. Amazing. Amazing. We are equally excited to announce that in partnership with New York City Public Schools and our community partners at Montefiore Einstein and the Bronx Community Foundation, we are finally moving forward with the opening of the first ever Bronx STEAM Center with a focus on healthcare, life sciences, and analytical research using science, technology, engineering, art, and math. Our scholars will be prepared with career learning and training for high school juniors and seniors in a workplace model that connects scholars with educators, employers, colleges, and community partners. The Bronx STEAM Center is a game changer for us, and it will empower our young adults with career pathways in healthcare and life sciences. The Bronx STEAM Center, ladies and gentlemen, is more than an educational institution, but it's a vision for the future, because the Bronx is the blueprint. Absolutely. We are excited. Now, while we invest in higher education, we must also create pathways for career exploration. We were proud to allocate $1 million for a woodshop classroom at the Bronx International High School in School District 9 to support work-based learning, vocational training, CTE classes, workforce development programs right in our borough. I want to shout out Principal Joaquin Vega and the entire team at Bronx International for their strong commitment and their advocacy. We know that education and youth services are critical for our children's success and are important priorities for our administration. Earlier this year, we hosted a rally with Councilmember Althea Stevens and youth advocates calling for youth programming to be fully funded in the city's FY25 budget, because we know that these are essential programs that provide invaluable support for our youth. Now, this was the feedback that we received from the members of our Bronx Youth Council, some of whom are here today in the audience, who shared with us the importance of these extracurricular programs. Thank you, Bronx Youth Council. When we invest in our youth, we are truly investing in the future of our communities. And ladies and gentlemen, the future of our great borough. Each Each year that I have been borough president, I have allocated funding to our D75 schools because all of our students deserve access to a high-quality education. A few weeks ago, our Deputy Borough President joined our City Council Majority Leader, Amanda Farias, to announce a $750,000 joint allocation for a state-of-the-art life skills classroom at P17X. This classroom will simulate an actual apartment with a bedroom, a kitchen, and a living room so our students with additional needs are prepared for life outside of the classroom. We are so grateful for parent advocates of D75 like Wanda Bainez, advocating for the needs of our D75 students and identifying innovative resources for our students' growth and development. I want to thank our Majority Leader, Amanda Farias, and thank you, Wanda, and D75 parents and advocates and educators. Thank you so much. When advocates and government work together, we can enact transformative change. Our advocates help to shape our policy agenda and are truly the voices for our communities. We are so proud at Borough Hall to have amazing councils and task forces within the office of the Bronx Borough President, made up of our advocates and community leaders who advise our team on how to better support our residents and our families. I want to thank all the members of all of our councils, first beginning with the African Advisory Council, our Domestic and Gender-Based Violence Advisory Council, our HIV Roundtable, thank you, our Interfaith Advisory Council, our Jewish Leadership Roundtable, our LGBTQIA+ Policy Task Force, our Public Housing Advisory Council, our Veterans Advisory Council, and our newly announced Muslim Leadership Roundtable. Thank you to all the members of our councils and task forces. Thank you for helping to strengthen our office so that we can truly be representatives of this great borough of the Bronx. Can we give them another round of applause? Equity and inclusivity are central pillars of our administration, and that is why we recently relaunched our Disability Advisory Council. We hosted a meet and greet earlier in March to bring together disability advocates from across the borough to engage in meaningful dialogue about how we can work together to truly make our borough more accessible. With all of your input and your support, we published our 5-year disability plan that's available on our website. This plan encompasses various projects aimed at improving the physical, the digital, the programmatic access, and communication for all people living with disabilities. We are intentional about prioritizing services for people living with disabilities, from education to healthcare to housing to jobs and transportation equity. We are working closely with the MTA to ensure that all of our subway stations are ADA compliant with the installation of new elevators so residents with mobility issues, families with strollers, and pregnant women can easily navigate our subway system. Our transit system is truly essential to our 1.4 million residents. And as much progress as we have made, we continue to see parts of our borough that remain transit deserts. So, working with the MTA, the New York City Departments of City Planning and Transportation, and our council members, Majority Leader Amanda Farias, Councilmember Kevin Riley, Councilmember Rafael Salamanca, and Councilmember Christy Marmorato, we are bringing 4 new ADA-accessible Metro North stations to the East Bronx. That will connect our residents and families in Co-op City, in Hunts Point, in Morris Park, and Parkchester Van Ness, with connections to Manhattan and Westchester and Connecticut like never before. We are excited. With the Penn Access Project, we are truly adding more value to these incredible neighborhoods and the communities that we serve with transportation, union jobs, and support for our small business districts. Now, getting community feedback on large projects like this is truly essential, which is why we recently held 5 listening sessions last fall with all of our council members, and we're so grateful for over 400 participants who came out to share their thoughts on this proposed project. We are also thankful to Community Board 9 and Community Board 11 for sharing their recommendations with us on the Metro North project. We are grateful. Investing in our transit infrastructure truly creates local union jobs. It reduces our carbon footprint, decreases traffic on our roads, stimulates the economy, and it reduces commute time. And finally, the Metro North Expansion Project will also bring new affordable housing opportunities to the East Bronx in Morris Park and in Parkchester. And we all realize the importance of creating new housing in the midst of a housing crisis. Too many of our families today live in temporary housing. Too many are rent-burdened, spending more than 30% of their income towards rent, and are simply unable to afford the cost of living right here in our borough. We can and we must change this. Don't you agree? Our administration is committed to working with all of our partners in government, our non-for-profits, and the private sector to truly invest in affordable and quality and safe housing, because the residents who live here today deserve to be able to stay here today. Development should not mean displacement, period. A few months ago, we were honored to join elected officials, Canberra Properties Group, Habitat for Humanity, and Soundview residents for the official groundbreaking of Phase 1 of Stevenson Square, which is a $125 million investment in our Soundview community. And it also includes $1 million from our office that will bring 117 units of affordable housing and 59 units of home ownership opportunities. We are excited. And this is just Phase 1. This project will help to revitalize our Soundview community and ensure that all of our older adults can age in place with dignity, and residents that are living with disabilities will have housing that is dedicated to their unique needs. Now, most importantly, as I said, there are home ownership opportunities. That deserves a round of applause. Now, we know that home ownership creates pathways to the middle class, and it builds intergenerational wealth. It also builds economic wealth and economic mobility for so many of our families. But too often, our working class communities of color have been locked out of the sunshine of opportunities that create value and worth in our borough. Our residents deserve stable housing, as it is a fundamental right. We deserve it. Too many families right here in our borough are sadly at risk of facing eviction. During our time in the New York City Council, I was proud to co-sponsor the Right to Counsel legislation alongside Manhattan Borough President Mark Levine that guarantees an attorney for low-income tenants who are facing eviction in housing court. What we wanted to do was balance the scales of justice and level the playing field for our tenants and their families. So today, I am joining all of my colleagues in government, CASA Bronx, and the Right to Counsel Coalition in calling for a statewide right to counsel. This legislation, introduced in Albany today, has the potential to guarantee legal representation for so many tenants facing evictions across our state, not just here in the Bronx and the city. Now, as important as it is to increase our housing supply, we must also take immediate action to protect our most vulnerable residents. The Bronx is the blueprint for how we can reimagine housing in our city by prioritizing affordable housing, opportunities for increased home ownership, multi-family units, and support for all of our residents. We must also, in addition, recognize housing opportunities for domestic violence survivors, for older adults, for veterans, youth aging out of foster care, and intergenerational housing. We truly look forward to building with all of you through responsible development that truly maintains the character of all of our neighborhoods. We want to create good jobs and add spaces for recreation. We want good supermarkets with quality food. We want great schools and all the amenities so our residents not only live in our communities, but guess what? They stay in our communities. Don't you agree? The future of the Bronx truly depends on our residents having the support that they all need to live, to work, to shop, and to invest in all of our neighborhoods. Now, we are seeing our economy bounce back. And ladies and gentlemen, it's because of all of you. 4 years ago, the South Bronx, an area that has experienced years of economic neglect, was devastated by the COVID-19 pandemic. Despite the soaring unemployment and economic impact the pandemic had on this particular community, something incredible happened. Not only did the South Bronx overcome COVID-19, but it also came back stronger than ever. This economic setback only prepared us for a comeback. Our New York State Comptroller, Thomas DiNapoli, recently visited our borough and provided an economic forecast, and he shared with us what we already know to be true. Jobs are up, wages are up, and the economy is strong. During the height of the pandemic, our unemployment rate in this borough was 25.6%. And today, ladies and gentlemen, we are at 6.6%. This truly speaks volumes about our shared commitment to supporting the future of our borough with good-paying jobs, supporting our entrepreneurs, investing in MWBEs and worker cooperatives. We have always found ways in this borough to turn our pain into purpose and our storm into strength. Because the Bronx is the blueprint for a promise of a better tomorrow and for creative and innovative approaches to overcoming all of the challenges that we face. My team and I at Borough Hall are intentional and purposeful about our assignment, and that is to make the Bronx the best place to live, to work, to do business and to raise our families. We will get it done. In partnership with our BXCDC, we announced last year a $10 million Community Advantage Loan Fund program through SBA and the New York Empowerment Zone to provide necessary capital funding to our small and medium-sized businesses so that they can have the resources to continue to strive and to thrive. We believe that our businesses, small businesses, are the foundation of our communities, and we must do more to support and value all of their contributions. BXCDC has also allocated $1 million in grants for storefront enhancements within the 161st Street Business Improvement District to improve the facades of one of our iconic commercial corridors. I want to thank our 161st Street Business Improvement District Director, Trey Jenkins, and all of our bid directors who are here tonight, as well as Lisa Soren, our President and CEO of the Bronx Chamber of Commerce, and all of our members of the Bronx Chamber of Commerce. Can we give them all a round of applause? When we invest in our small businesses, we are truly stimulating the economy, and we're also boosting tourism in our borough, because we know that we are the blueprint and we mean business. Now that includes turning the Bronx into a global destination with the opening of the first ever hip hop museum next year, right here in the Bronx. We expect visitors from all around the world to come right here to the South Bronx. They never thought that hip-hop could take it this far, but that's exactly what we did with the celebration of the 50th anniversary of hip-hop. So proud. I am so proud to have allocated funding for this project along with our Assembly Speaker, Carl Hastie, Mayor Eric Adams, City Council Speaker, Adrian Adams, and Deputy Speaker, Diana Ayala, that will serve as a cultural hub and highlight the Bronx as the birthplace of hip-hop. Thank you to our Executive Director, to Rocky Bucano, and the entire team at the Hip Hop Museum. Also, a special recognition to my predecessor, the 13th Bronx Borough President, Ruben Diaz Jr., for his commitment and his strong support of the Hip Hop Museum. Now, since we all recognize our borough as the official birthplace of hip hop and the importance of music as a real career pathway, we are proud to announce that construction is currently underway for the first ever music studio at one of our very own district schools here in the Bronx at CS 55 in District 9 in partnership with New York City Public Schools, Principal Luis Torres, and led by Windows of Hip Hop. Thank you to number 13, Ruben Diaz Jr., for joining with our office while in the City Council to fund this nearly $1 million project. We truly see the vision of what a music studio can provide for all of our scholars and the career opportunities that it can truly create. I want to thank our champions at Windows of Hip Hop, Melissa Lebron, Paul LaSalle, Grandmaster Kaz, Grandmaster Melly Mel, Al Elkerson, Tony Gonzalez, and Nicole Barino for all of their contributions to hip-hop and for their support. Thank you. Now, we are also excited about reimagining the redevelopment of the Kingsbridge Armory. Yes. This is a historic landmark that has been left vacant for years. This site promises to be a beacon of hope and a beacon of opportunity for our children, for our families, and for all of our businesses. Together with the Kingsbridge co-chairs, Sandra Lobo and Councilmember Pierina Sanchez, the New York City Economic Development Corporation, and Together for Kingsbridge Working Group, we will transform the Armory into a space of promise and potential for our Kingsbridge community and for the Bronx. Exciting. Now, I have committed to personally investing capital funding into this project during my first term to help ensure the Armory is truly a success. So today, I am announcing a $2 million commitment for the Kingsbridge Armory. You can't just talk about it, you have to be about it. I want to acknowledge and thank our Governor, Kathy Hochul, our Mayor, Eric Adams, Speaker, Adrian Adams, and Councilmember Pierina Sanchez for all of their support, financial support, partnership, and your collaboration on this important endeavor. Together, ladies and gentlemen, we will get this done, and we will show the rest of the city why the Bronx is the blueprint for economic development. We are so excited to reimagine the Kingsbridge Armory and for the opening of our Hip Hop Museum. These two projects are exciting opportunities that will bring tourism to our borough and support our local communities, just as the Bronx Night Market has done for over 5 years now at Fordham Plaza. With local entrepreneurship opportunities and vendors showcasing a diversity of foods and delicacies from all around the world, we are extremely proud to work with our friend Marco Shalma, Councilmember Oswald Feliz, the Fordham Road Bid and its director Wilma Alonso, the NYPD, and the DOT to bring this event back to our borough. The Bronx Night Market is officially back at Fordham Plaza this spring. The night market is truly one of our premier events, highlighting talent from across our borough that was at risk of closing. But together, ladies and gentlemen, we fought to bring it back, and now it's going to be back better than ever before. Amazing things are happening here in our borough, led by amazing people like Marco. When we work hard, there is nothing that Bronxites cannot do. This Bronx Drive is also seen in many others, like Triana Sullivan, one of our young scholars from Claremont Village. She is a member of the Renaissance Youth Center, and she had the honor of performing recently at the United Nations. And she's also a finalist in the National STEM competition. Amazing. Our future. We also have Cloudy's Kitchen, owned by husband and wife team Rich and Claudia Bero, who started their business during the height of the COVID-19 pandemic. Their Peruvian quick service restaurant has remained open despite starting their business amid a global pandemic. And there's Dr. Ruth Gottsman, who donated $1 billion, the largest gift of its type ever given in the United States, so that medical students at the Albert Einstein School of Medicine can attend tuition-free. With her generosity, amazing. With her generosity, Dr. Gottsman is truly eliminating the barriers that have prevented so many students from pursuing a career in healthcare. And you know, we need a diverse applicant pool of trained healthcare medical professionals who are skilled with the cultural competency to combat all the health inequities that have historically plagued our borough. Thank you, Dr. Ruth Gottsman. Thank you for your support of the Bronx and all of our future doctors. As a borough, we have seen firsthand the consequences of not investing in our healthcare infrastructure and the impact that it has had on our communities. For decades, our residents have experienced poor health outcomes that were further exacerbated by the COVID-19 pandemic and caused by pollutants like the Cross Bronx Expressway. The Cross Bronx Expressway has and continues to be a source of systemic racism that has divided our communities from the Harlem River to the Hutchinson River. Alongside our colleagues in government and many advocates like Nilka Martel, founder of Loving the Bronx, we are joining the ongoing efforts to cap the Cross Bronx Expressway because we believe and we know that our children and our families deserve to live in healthy communities. We do. Cap the Cross Bronx. We will do it. Last October, we announced a $6 million investment in our public health facilities because we understand the importance of investing in our borough's public health. We were proud to allocate funding to Jacoby Hospital, Lincoln Hospital, North Central Bronx Hospital, and our Gotham Healthcare Centers to support equipment upgrades, new hospital beds, and other capital projects to improve our residents' quality of health care. When we have Black mothers and birthing people experiencing high rates of maternal mortality and morbidity, it is a call to action and attention that more must be done to undo years of healthcare racism. Black maternal mortality and morbidity is a health crisis that disproportionately affects women and birthing people in our borough, and it is also an issue that is deeply personal for both myself and our Deputy Borough President. We will continue to work with so many of our incredible committed birth advocates like Myla Flores and Bruce McIntyre on solutions to improve health outcomes and options for our Bronx mothers and birthing people. In partnership with our Bronx Maternal Health Consortium, our doulas, our midwives, and all of our birth workers, we are working on a public report to highlight the urgent need for a birthing center right here in the Bronx. We will do it. This report outlines recommendations for ensuring that our Black and Latina women and all birthing people receive the culturally competent, language-diverse, patient-centered care that they deserve before, during, and after childbirth. Anything less is unacceptable. Don't you agree? We will continue to work to bring more resources into our borough to invest in maternal health care and many other critical health needs. Now, this also includes working to address the fentanyl and opioid crisis. Last fall, we tragically lost 1-year-old Nicolas Dominici to fentanyl exposure at a Bronx daycare center. Every parent's worst nightmare that became a reality for the Dominici and the Felice family. This tragedy was a call to action and attention, and we are turning our pain into purpose to address this issue. I joined with State Senator Gustavo Rivera and Councilmember Pierina Sanchez as they both introduced state and city legislation to keep our children safe from fentanyl exposure at all of our daycare centers. We also work with the New York City Department of Health and Mental Hygiene to host naloxone trainings for our community, and today I am making a public commitment to fully funding a Bronx opioid center in the South Bronx. It will happen. This center, this opioid center, will be transformative, and it will have a focus on recovery, rehabilitation, and harm reduction. Sadly, we have some of the highest opioid-related deaths in the city, and we will not wait for the next tragedy to take action on this issue. Our team at Borough Hall is determined to address all health disparities head-on with a holistic approach and wraparound services that truly focus on the mental, the emotional, and the physical well-being of all of our families. The health and well-being of all of our residents is our top priority and is truly essential to moving our borough forward. Now, that also includes the safety of our neighbors and their families. In partnership with the FDNY and all of our community partners, we relaunched our fire safety education workshops with a real focus on fire prevention. The Twin Parks tragedy 2 years ago is a constant reminder that we must do more, from fire safety education workshops to fire safety legislation aimed at keeping all of our residents and families safe. Earlier this year, we co-sponsored a package of City Council bills that will strengthen interagency communication and electric vehicle safety that truly aligns with our recommendations from our strategic policy statement. In our policy statement, we outline fire safety, preventative strategies to keep residents safe in their homes, as well as solutions to address safety on our roads. Our roadways are shared spaces and should be safe for all of our pedestrians, our cyclists, and drivers. We must increase investments in our biking infrastructure and red light cameras that could prevent traffic violence. Cameras are truly an effective tool to deter crime and for holding reckless drivers accountable. I want to thank Transportation Alternatives, Families for Safe Streets, and all of our transportation advocates for supporting important infrastructure legislation as well as investments, bills such as Sammy's Law, and other efforts that show how we can work together to truly keep all New Yorkers safe. From red light cameras to security cameras, we are prioritizing the safety and the well-being of all of our residents. I'm excited to announce that we will invest in our borough safety with a capital allocation this year for security cameras in our borough. That is what residents have asked for, and that is what we will deliver. Because every resident has a fundamental right and an expectation to be safe, and security cameras are one of the tools in our toolbox to simply meet that goal. Our Bronx District Attorney, Darcel Clark, and all of our cure violence organizations in the crisis management system, our non-for-profit organizations, the NYPD, our clergy and faith leaders are all true partners in this fight. And ladies and gentlemen, it is a fight. In the words of my sister, the founder of Life Camp, Erica Ford, peace is a lifestyle that we can all achieve and that we all deserve. We will continue to work with all of our partners in the coming weeks and months ahead to develop additional strategies to be creative and preventative and not reactive. Last fall in October, we were proud to launch our 31 days of action against domestic violence. We had marches, events, trainings, and resources highlighting the critical work of our Bronx-based organizations and our New York City agencies that are tasked with the responsibility to serve, to protect, to counsel, to educate, and to support all of our survivors and their families. We want all survivors to know that your circumstance does not define who you are. You do not have to be a victim of your circumstance, but you can become a victor of your circumstance. That's right. Our borough does not tolerate violence of any kind, and we all have a fundamental expectation to be safe in our homes as well as our communities. As global tensions have increased, our neighbors right here in the Bronx have also felt the impact. We have seen a rise in hate crimes across our city, targeting members right here in our own community. The Bronx is and will always be a welcoming place for all. We truly embrace the rich culture and the rich diversity of all of our neighborhoods that we represent, and we stand in solidarity against acts of anti-Semitism, Islamophobia, violence against our LGBTQIA+ community, discrimination against our residents with additional needs, and all other forms of hate and violence. Now, at this moment, we have to acknowledge the pain and the trauma that many of our residents have experienced since the tragic event of October 7th last year. Our Jewish community, our Muslim communities in our borough have truly expressed feelings of isolation and deep fear. We will continue to tackle the problems that are facing our communities, never shying away from those tough conversations that we must have. We owe it to one another to listen to each other's perspectives with open ears and open hearts. I am extremely proud to be partnering with the We Are the Bronx Fellowship Against Hate. It is a consortium of leaders in government, non-for-profits, and our religious institutions to truly discuss action that we can take to combat the rise in hate that we have seen right here in the Bronx. I will continue to work alongside all of our advisory councils, the NYPD, and Councilmember Eric Dinowitz, who is the new co-chair of the City Council Task Force to combat hate, to tackle the rise in hate crimes that we have experienced right here in our borough. We must ensure that all of our most vulnerable residents have the resources that they all need to keep themselves and their loved ones safe from all forms of violence. We are truly, ladies and gentlemen, a beautiful mosaic of cultures and diversity with a vested interest in seeing our borough excel. We have proven that with every obstacle and every challenge we face, we come back stronger than before. Our ability to overcome adversity is not only commendable, but it's what makes us so unique in the Boogie Down. We want all of our triumphs and successes to serve as a blueprint for the rest of the world, for how you overcome hardships and you come back stronger than ever before. We in the Bronx are truly a borough of legends like Regis Philbin, and we should be proud of our past and excited about our future. A few months ago, you all saw, we unveiled the new signage for the Bally's Golf Links at Ferry Point in the East Bronx, signaling to the rest of the world that the Bronx truly means business, and we are ready to chart a new course. And personally, I like this sign a lot more than the last one. Isn't it beautiful? Sign's beautiful. Together, ladies and gentlemen, we will continue to move the Bronx forward and focus on all the important priorities that unite us and not what divides us. We will continue to invest in our communities so our children can get a high-quality education, so that our seniors can receive the care that they rightfully deserve, so that our young scholars are connected to career opportunities, so our residents and families have pathways to home ownership and the middle class, and our businesses have the resources that they all need to strive and to thrive. I am so excited for where we are going and all that we will truly accomplish together. Because no matter what, ladies and gentlemen, we are one Bronx. We are resilient, we are tough, and we will continue to work together. Thank you so much to everyone for joining us tonight. May God bless you. May God bless the Boogie Down Bronx and the great state of New York. Gracias a todos. Que Dios te bendiga. Thank you, everyone.